Every great tradition starts the same way. With an invitation.
Every invite, every matchup, and every moment. Are you ready to follow the journey to the showcase?
Welcome to The Invite. Each episode, we unveil 2 invitations, programs that were selected not just for their accomplishments, but for how they're built. The stage is set. A Georgia heavyweight stepping into South Florida. It's official. McEachern High School of Powder Springs, Georgia, is bringing its brand of football to South Florida to take on West Broward at the showcase. Joining us is Coach Kareem Reed from McEachern High School up there in Georgia. Coach, welcome to The Invite.
Appreciate
Coach, I want to, just get into it and find out, what was it like for your program when you found out you were invited to the showcase down here in South Florida?
Well, it's something I've seen for a few years, past couple of years watching different teams from Georgia go down there and compete. And obviously me being from South Florida and coaching in Broward County specifically, I had a few people that reached out to me in the past that asked if I'd be interested in coming down to compete. And unfortunately at that time, we didn't have the room in our schedule. We were on the front end of a 2-year deal or a 2-year cycle. And so now this opportunity, presented itself once again when we actually had the opportunity to add it to our schedule. And so we absolutely jumped at it, just knowing what the type of event it is. From what I've been told, it's first class. I spoke to a couple of programs that went down there in the past, Peachtree Ridge and Milton, and they told me it was a really, really good experience for them and their players. And so, opportunity for me to get back home. A couple of our coaches are also from South Florida, so definitely excited about it.
What do you think it is about your program that earned the invitation?
Well, I think McEachern, everybody in the state of Georgia kind of recognizes our brand. And for us, we've had some players, both in football and basketball, that have done a good job of representing our community and our school, right? And so people kind of have heard of McEachern before. And then for us, we had a really good year last year. We had an undefeated regular season. And traditionally, McEachern has always been one of the top programs in the state of Georgia. And so when you're trying to put an event together to match good teams against, other good teams from your area, I think, when you think of Georgia football, McEachern has to be in that mix.
What do you hope your players and the program take from the experience when you guys get down here and play in the showcase?
Yeah, for us, a lot of our players have had the opportunity to play down in South Florida in the past via youth league programs and things of that nature. But on the high school level, typically when I travel, I want to give my players, again, a first-class experience and kind of do it college style. I took, teams from the past down there before. When I was at Westlake High School previously, we came down and played Deerfield Beach High School a few years back when they were in their heyday with, a few guys that have gone on, Jerry Judy and those guys and things of that nature. So, I'll try to create a first-class experience for our players in terms of how we travel, eat, get up the day of the game, have chapel, prepare, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of give them an opportunity to see what it feels like to play on the road against an opponent from another part of the country and just kind of see what we're made of and kind of use that as a metric to see, how we stack up against another good program. So excited for our kids to just have that experience coming down to South Florida. People typically make, vacations out of it, so the parents will enjoy it as well. And I know our administration is also excited for that opportunity to go down there and experience that.
Along those same lines, Coach, what are some of the things you're most proud of, some of the standards in your program that you're most proud of?
For us, we kind of pride ourselves on being more than just football coaches, right? We want to make sure that we pour into our kids from a holistic standpoint and develop the whole person and the whole man. So for us, man, I'm first and foremost most proud of our players in terms of how they conduct themselves as people, because we're really intentional about our player development piece in terms of teaching these guys about how to be a man and how to, manhood and leadership and accountability and things of that nature. And so I think when you point to those kids in that way, then the football kind of takes care of itself over time. And so, our players, man, this past senior class, we had 17 guys with 3.0 GPAs or better, and then we had 2 guys with 4.0 GPAs or better. So that's what, at the end of the day, football is football, but can you develop the person, the player, and the holistic individual from that standpoint? I think we do a good job of that.
I think you've kind of answered some of this, but how does an event like this showcase fit into the long-term plan of your program?
As we continue to grow this thing, we're going into year 4. We want to be recognized nationally. And so I think when you play out of state, you give yourself an opportunity for other people to, know what you're about, know who you are, get that exposure. And so that continues to grow your brand. And obviously it makes it locally, appealing to people that may be making decisions on where they send their kids to school, and the platform that they want their child to have. And so we're always looking to play the biggest and the best opponents on the biggest stages, and that's what we're about.
What do you hope people see when they see your program compete here in the showcase? What do you hope people take away from your program?
Well, anytime we play, we want to make sure that we're the most disciplined team on the field, and we want to make sure that we play really, really hard. The result takes care of itself. I think if you don't beat yourself, right, that's the quickest way to win. And then obviously if you play really, really hard, that's going to cover up any schematic issues or athletic deficiencies you may have as a team. And so those things take absolutely no effort, right? That doesn't take, I shouldn't say it's not effort, it doesn't take any talent, right, to give great effort and play clean football. After that, when you pair that with the talent that we have, you become unstoppable. And so that's what I hope for our players, is that anytime people cut the tape on and see McEachern play, they say, wow, that's a really disciplined team, and they play really, really hard.
Coach, we appreciate it. Can't wait to get you down here, and we're going to get up there and visit you and see that program of yours before we get to the showcase. And congratulations and welcome to the showcase.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having us.
Another big announcement in the books. We got the architect of the showcase for the last 5 years, Dr. Kevin Perry, here, and we got McEachern. We got West Broward. What is it like bringing that Georgia school down here to South Florida?
It's one of those national powerhouse states where it's, Florida versus Georgia, Florida versus California, Florida versus Texas. So you always got to have a Georgia team in, and it's a homecoming for McEachern's head football coach. He's a Broward guy.
And he definitely talked about that. What is it like getting some of these Broward guys who are around the country now to be able to bring them back home and play Florida schools and play in this showcase?
Something I really like about the showcase and what it's done the past couple of years, it becomes a storytelling event. There's always another angle that the schools, the coaches, or some sort of connection that just gives the showcase an overall story to tell, not just football, but a different story.
We got West Broward back in the showcase. They made their introduction last year, and now they get this Georgia school coming down here. What was this matchup, and what went into putting this matchup together for you?
Well, exactly what you said. West Broward continues to build on coming off a state championship game. McEachern has gotten better and better the past 3 years that I've been watching them, and it's time to have two powerhouses collide.
Well, we got another matchup in the books. We got McEachern, we got West Broward, and this was day 2 of the showcase and the invite, I should say. So, Coach Perry, we're having some fun, and we can't wait for this next unveiling. Thanks for joining us here on the invite.
Thank you.